I'm going to start with Gronk. I still have faith in Gronk, even though it looks like he's running in mud mixed with butter, mixed with molasses. He had a great catch on Sunday in traffic. It was the kind of catch he hadn't made earlier in the season when there's other bodies and arms around. I just think he's getting his legs back, and I don't know how fast he's going to be, but just the whole thing about being comfortable on a football field again after you close that book on your life, I feel like it's coming back for him, and they need him. O.J. Howard's out for the year with a ruptured Achilles tendon, so give me Gronk.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, he did look better moving last week, certainly. And you're right. I don't know, I can speak to experience. When you've been out of the league or you just haven't been able to play, it's weird once you get back in there. It's like, whoa, you feel like you've never done it before. It's not like just riding a bike and being like, oh wow, this is easy once again. No, there is a little bit of a grace period and getting the body used to it and everything like that. All right, I'll go with Desean Watson as my first pick. Not that it's, I'm really, why do I think he'll turn around? Because he's Desean Watson. I think he's talented. I know that, it's not looking like they're going to make the playoffs and things like that, but I'm still going to bet on the person that he's going to start playing better football. And it hasn't been great football from him. It's been a little bit all over the place. They need to help him. There's no doubt about that. But I think with him, and then, the receiving core obviously not being up to what I thought it could possibly be, it's still better than what it's showing at this point. And as you've mentioned many times, I mean, it was murderer's row how they started the year schedule-wise. And from that standpoint, I think it would be easier, too, because you're not going to have to play some of those teams again.
Curious to see what the lift is going to be from the interim coach, Romeo Crennel. I had the Texans' defense on my list. I'm not going to make them one of my picks, but I think that defense is going to step up now that their guy has taken over the team, and that may give them a little kick in the butt. They've got the Jaguars this week, and I think they can turn things around. They can't get much worse than they've been. No. Next one for me is Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders has been a disappointment so far for the Saints, but once Michael Thomas comes back, and defenses are obsessed with covering Michael Thomas and trying to neutralize Michael Thomas, that's when things are going to open up for Emmanuel Sanders. Without Thomas there, it's not like Sanders gets neglected the way he would if you're obsessed with Thomas and Kamara, right?
Right.
It's going to get easier for Sanders when Thomas is back. And Sanders had that touchdown catch in the Week 3 Sunday night game against the Packers. He said that was the moment that it started to click, and I think it's going to click even more when Thomas is back. Thomas will get his numbers, but I think Sanders is going to be an even bigger contributor once Thomas is back and things are easier for him.
Yeah, hopefully that kind of got things started for them last week and what they did. I mean, Emmanuel Sanders certainly looked good, and Drew Brees seems to be more and more comfortable with him. And yeah, they made a few plays in the pass game, and I think it's much needed. They need that other guy just to take some pressure off, like what you're saying. When Michael Thomas does come back, and defenses know, man, it's Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara. To have a guy like Emmanuel Sanders still be a mismatch issue for other defenders, that'll be big. All right, I'm gonna cheat here, but I don't care. It's still, I want to go with the 49ers football team turnaround candidates. I mean, they're 2-2. Yeah, but I mean, they're ravaged by injury. I still look at the team to go, yeah, even the guys that, I know there's some that are lost for the year and aren't coming back, but the ones that are IR and that are coming back, and, some came back last week, they're getting healthy. I just still look at the 49ers as being one of those teams with Shanahan's coaching and the talent they have there, and I know it's no Nick Bosa, that'll hurt, but I still think there's enough there that they can make a serious run here in the NFC. Now, they might dig themselves into a hole where they can't win the NFC West or maybe be that one seed that gets the bye, but they're a team I look at to just go, they just got to get in the tournament. And if they get in the tournament and are somewhat healthy, I still say watch out for the 49ers football team.
I thought about going with Kirk Cousins for my last one. And there's an argument to be made that he will turn it around because Dalvin Cook is running well, and the natural progression is the passing game will be easier to run, and Justin Jefferson has emerged quickly after a couple of weeks where the entire team looked like crap. But I'm gonna go with Le'Veon Bell.
Whoa!
Not as a member of the Jets. I think he's going to get traded, and I think he's going to get traded to a team that's going to use him, that has the offense in place to benefit from him, and he's going to turn it around as a member of some franchise other than his current franchise, the New York Jets. And it's obvious they don't need him. It's obvious it's time to move on. Once he's healthy, I think he gets traded, and maybe he does something good this year, Chris.
Yeah, I had some trade candidates on my thing as well, just to sit there and go, all right. Like, I thought about the same thing with A.J. Green. I won't go there, but I like that Le'Veon Bell one, and I would expect that he does get traded, and they kind of rip the Band-Aid off of that one. All right. I'm going to go with the Seahawks defense here. The unit itself, I mean, first off, like you said, like you were talking about the Texans defense, it can't get any worse. But I'm going to bet on Pete Carroll and Ken Norton Jr. and some of the guys they got on that football team that they right the ship. First off, they got one of the best run defenses in football. So it's top 3. Now, pass defense, it is horrible. But I got to think, and I am just going to play the percentages of the guys they got up there. Jamal Adams, he's let up a lot of big plays in the pass game because he's still learning things and everything like that, that they'll write that to a degree to where if they could just get in the top 20 in pass defense, that'll be a big, big deal and a huge change for their football team.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.